هو Okay, I'm here. I'm alive. I just went to go grab some ramen. Just instant ramen, just 'cause I just felt like it. I was a little hungry, you know. But okay. Um, right. Hold on. I need to do a couple things here. Let's see. I'm gonna turn on the timer again. Okay, the timer works. Good, 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 good. I did forget to do a couple things on the crew deck actually. Hold on. I think I grabbed that. Yeah, I grabbed that already. Oh, the lag. It's just a T. Like, one more thing, just to get the points. You know, I just use the ticket for this one. I want to get all the drinks. Ooh, that did 60. Okay, so all I have to do is get the drink here then. Alright, so I got here like what, 38? So at like 41 is when I'll start getting the noodles. Superman, have you got something you wish to say? How about our reading? I always see a book in your hands these days. What have you been reading? Some books that mainly lent me. Anything from poem anthologies to novels. I'm trying to broaden my horizons. Got any works that you particularly like? I've come to realize that I'm especially drawn to stories about rebuilding and regeneration. The experience of people who get up on their feet again in the midst of ruin somehow resonates with me. I can make a guess. That's for sure. Okay, that's enough for the day. With the drink unlock as well. What else do I need to check? I need to check the shop. Pretty sure. Yep. Should be the weekly one as well, yeah. And of course the thing in here. Hold on, what shop? Is it this one? That has the, yeah, I'm adding this to the list of things to grab from here. Because we actually farm this pretty often, so... Should probably grab more of this stuff. A lot I haven't grabbed. Oh, it's one of those target drones from the first game. Oh, this all in one? I'm gonna get these because of the lodge thing. But what makes me sad is that the freaking themes are so expensive. This is insanity. Like, it was a new theme for the outside. Like, that one was already, it's just more of the same. Oh. Okay, I see now why people are saying it's like $100 or something like that. Because this is for the outside. This is only for the inside. So that's 50, 70. Yeah, $99, $95? Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Sorry, but nope. I ain't doing that. Alright, did I grab my thing? Oh, wait, right, this. Log in another 2 days and I can get that. Which I already got her, which crazy intro sequence, by the way. I just gotta start Corpusant. Oh wait, right, my noodles. My noodles, my noodles, my noodles. Gotta stir them. Oh, they smell good. Hold on. Come on. There we go. Stir them first before eating any of it. There's supposed to be pieces of beef in here, but I can't find them. I just found the corn and the carrot pieces. Eh. It's probably fine. Oh, more free stuff. More free stuff, okay. Command has been some time. Vomstina reporting. Overnight currently conducting a tracking operation. Excuse me. Recently, the frequency of traces left by them has increased. The signal residue patterns differ from previous encounters, more concealed and more deliberately targeted. Ava assesses this as a potential precursor to a new large-scale operation, and concur with her judgment. We will continue the investigation and eliminate all threats encountered along the route. These movements ultimately point toward you. We will intercept in advance. No response is required. This channel will close in 30 seconds. Please be assured that no matter where the storm arises, Defy will take position where it cannot be stopped. Now then. Is he playing the wrong... I don't think it's supposed to be playing this name. I think it's stuck because of the... Hold on. Oh wait, I have to change in the crew deck, don't I? Yeah, it's using the crew deck's music. With my endless lag. Should be like... I guess I'll leave that one for the crew deck. Oh, never mind. This is the theme for it. Okay. I was wrong. Nope. Might as well start it. Yeah. It's a good bit left there. Oh. It's not expecting cutscenes.
座標確認降下開始
Wild.
目標確認制圧完了
Really good noodles. Alright. 2342 XXXX 2074. Beneath an abandoned mine, a meticulously organized base is operating in perfect order. Inside a clean, orderly, high-tech laboratory, a woman in a white lab coat has her feet propped up on the control console, lazily tapping at the keyboard while chewing gum. I have to raise the volume. Just a tad. Support. That shift is such a drag. She turns her head, reaches out to enter a string of passwords, and squints at the screen. Hey little flower, how are you feeling today? Doing pretty well, huh? In sharp contrast to her flippant attitude, the other researchers in the lab are solemnly focused on their work. Unimpressed with the tedium, the woman suddenly sits up straight and clears her throat with theatrical seriousness. Log entry. Collapsed particle adhesion carrier cultivation experiment, day 217. Sample P17 responds well to the new culture medium. Success rate of this batch has reached as high as 8%. So she completes the log entry. She jumps back into her lazy posture and blows a bubble with her gum. Such beautiful data we got today. If that little cutie were still here, I can't even imagine how fast our research would be progressing. I'm really looking forward to it. She spins her chair and glides to another workstation, opens an encrypted folder, and puts the new data into the system and labels the file Eden Synchronization Test. She drags the file into a database labeled Cocoon. Looks like Oleg is probably not far from being finished, huh? If Eden can't be built after all, then I guess it's time to activate the backup plan. Identity verification required. The Great Lady Chiloveg, Paradeo's brightest star, the most brilliant genius, the most... Verification successful. Welcome, Research Director. Chiloveg pouts unhappily. Clearly, displays are being interrupted. You're no fun at all. Fine, let's see where our little flower might bloom. Chiloveg opens an encrypted email and begins browsing through the entries with interest. My, did a little flower actually grow up on its own? She opens one of the intelligence emails and reads it carefully. This little flower was even cultivated here. Through a ritual, it can connect to that person's virtual cognition image. Might be a pretty good carrier. She opens the attachment. Inside is a photo of a girl whose hair spreads like wings, marked under surveillance. Suddenly, an almost imperceptible tremor passes through the room. The lab lights flicker. An earthquake! The end of the world! It's... The others in the room show no reaction to Chilovig's exaggerated performance, as if they're already used to it. But suddenly, Chilovig springs to her feet. The playful grin vanishes instantly, and she opens a comms channel with a flick of her hand. Guards, send everyone currently on shift to Zone A to check the security scanners, then report the perimeter conditions to me. Director, everything appears to be in order in Zone A. There's no... I didn't ask for your opinion. Send people to check. Right now. Immediately. She moves quickly to the security console and enters a complex string of code under the puzzled gazes of the other researchers. Understood. We'll inspect Zone A right away. Jeez, I'm bad at reading today. Something the matter, Director? Nothing major, just that we have guests. Guests? There are frequent earthquakes around here. That might have just been... Chilovig stares intently at the surveillance monitor with narrowed eyes. The monitors display live feeds of every zone in the base. Everything appears normal, yet Chilovig looks thoughtful. With a smile, she shakes her head and raises a finger to shush the researcher. Report. Motion detected at Zone A's perimeter. With thermal imaging. Speed exceeds normal parameters. Chilovig claps her hands excitedly. I told you we had guests. Things are finally getting interesting. How did you know? You have to trust a genius intuition. I can sense even the tiniest discrepancy in this lab. Everyone initiate emergency lockdown protocol. You've got 10 minutes to run for your lives. You still remember the evacuation point from safety training, right? You better move it. Stunned by the sudden order, the researchers all remain frozen in place. Chilovig clicks her tongue in displeasure, her face racing into a ferocious, furious expression. Move now! The researchers jump at Chilovig's roar. Panic spreads instantly and they rush for the exit. Thanks. Chilovig turns around and blinks, her expression shifting back from icy ruthlessness to playful charm. Soon there's no one else left in the lab. She strolls back to her workstation and sits back down. That's more like it. System, activate emergency plan 48. Authorize use of the special transfer database. Emergency encryption. Authorization code Stardust Ballet Red Q. Encryption initiated. Please select priority data blocks for protection. Let me think. Epiphyseal resonance data and... Oh, save that one too. Our guest might be interested in it. Progress bar begins to fill. While waiting, Chilovig tilts her head, pulls a uniquely designed handgun from a drawer, and elegantly spins it in her hand. Guests of this caliber? I suppose they're with Zelensky. No, wait, they could also be Urfenstall's. It doesn't really feel like their style either. Report! We need some... Transmission cuts off abruptly, followed by a scream and the sound of bones snapping.
穏やかじゃないね。
Ah, I guess don't sound very friendly.
新入者さん、休憩がてらにお茶でもどう？いいダージリンが入ったんだよね。
Hey, dear intruders, would you like to stop for a cup of tea? I've got some excellent Darjeeling here. Only static answers from the other side.
失礼しちゃ。
How rude. Chilovig shrugs and presses a red button. Instantly alarms blare throughout the entire base. She brings the comms microphone up to her mouth.
こちら主任。侵入されたっぽいから警備員たちよろしくね。
Attention, dear colleagues. We have uninvited guests. Security personnel, please entertain our visitors properly.
ちなみにめちゃくちゃ強いから。Good luck.
Don't say I didn't warn you. They seem pretty strong, so good luck.
ああ、そうそう。さっき緊急プロトコル発令したから、10分後に基地が自爆するから気をつけてね。
I almost forgot. I just activated the emergency lockdown protocol. Base will self-destruct in 10 minutes.
あ、9分か。まあ余裕でしょ。ちゃんと伝えたからね。
Now it's only 9 minutes left. Don't worry, that's plenty of advance notice. Don't say I didn't give you a chance to run. Receiver picks up a cacophony of chaos from the other end as alarms overlap everywhere. Chilovig hits the mute button and slides her chair back toward the surveillance monitors. Watching the security personnel in Zone A get taken down with alarming speed, she can't help but shake her head.
使えないな。
What a useless bunch. She squints at the high-speed blur that flashes past in the live feed. Two has to make out clearly even in slow motion.
一人だけ？
There's only one of them? She quickly switches to Zone B feed and stares at it for a few seconds.
本当に一人で警備員を全部やっちゃったよ。
It really is just one intruder and they took out all the guards. She's on the desk and jumps to her feet, snapping her fingers and humming a tune, clearly exhilarated.
これは絶対あいつらだ。
It's them, it has to be them. She drops back into her chair and spins around several times. Then she grabs a small remote from the desk and presses a button.
おもてなしに音楽でも流そっか。
Only 8 minutes left now. You should think of a way to welcome them. Maybe some music. Press the button again thoughtfully. The base's broadcast system suddenly begins playing cheerful classical music. On the monitor, the ghost-like figure pauses for an instant, seemingly puzzled. Watching the screen, Chilovig sets the remote down, hums along to the music, and gets up to whirl into a waltz with an invisible partner. Less than 10 seconds later, all the lights abruptly go out inside the lab, and the music cuts off.
さすがにそれは失礼じゃない？
Hey, who cut my music? How crude. Despite her complaint, she quickly hides, fumbling in the darkness to put on a pair of glasses and presses a button on the frame. The dark room instantly brightens in her vision. And that's when she sees a figure silently dropping down from the ventilation shaft.
驚いた。
My god. She murmurs softly to herself.
アルバ。本物じゃん。
It's Alva in the flesh. In darkness, she locks eyes with the newcomer. Prepared in advance, Chilovig pulls the trigger first, but the intruder's even faster, touching sideways like lightning and drawing her gun in the same instant to return fire. 2 consecutive rounds burst with lethal fire in the dark. Sharp pain explodes through Chilovig's knee and wrist, and she collapses to the floor. Sweat beads on her forehead as she lies curled up on the ground. She peers up at the computer terminal riddled with bullet holes from her own shots, sparks flying, and remarks dryly.
あのさ、これ直すのいくらかかるか分かってんの？
Do you have any idea how much it costs to fix that? Tudor steps closer and crouches down by Chilovig. Her icy fingers wrapped around Chilovig's neck.
ヒラの研究者じゃない。
You're not an ordinary researcher. Chilovig raises the hand that had been clutching her wounded knee and gives an exaggerated salute. Palms stick with nearly congealed filthy blood amidst a nauseating stench.
どうもどうも。チルロウィグ17番研究センターの主任研究者だよ。
Thanks for the compliment. Chilovig, Chief Research Director of Research Center Number 17 at your service.
実は私、あんたのファンなんだよね。一緒に写真撮ってくれる？
Oh, and can we take a photo together? Miss Snowwolf. After all, I'm your biggest fan.
あ、 今はアルバだっけ？
I guess you go by Miss Alva now, don't you?
私を知ってるのか？
You know me.
当然！あの反逆小隊の一員でしょ？ベルリンとフランクフルトでの活躍全部把握してる。
Of course, the legendary member of Task Force Defy. I've collected all your operation records from Berlin and Frankfurt.
あんたのハッキング技術には目を見張るものがあるからね。外で暴れてるのは陽動で、本命はあんたなんじゃない？
Your hacking skills and tactical expertise are exceptional. Let me guess. That attack by someone else out there was just a feint. And you're the one actually carrying out the core mission, am I right?
ちょっと待って。マジで感動なんだけど。サインしてくれる？あ、でも手が空いてないや。
You're really a work of art. Could I get your autograph? Oh, wait. I'm a bit immobile right now.
動くな。
Don't play tricks. Nova speaks coldly, fingers around Chiloveg's neck tighten into a chokehold as her other hand plucks everything from her person. 2 pens, some empty test vials, and a magazine. None of that matters. What matters is she doesn't feel a heartbeat.
Nato.
Nova looks down at Chiloveg with disgust. Chiloveg shrugs self-deprecatingly? Self-deprecatingly?
ここで何をしている？
What are you researching here? Chiloveg blinks and lowers her voice slightly.
知りたい？
You want to know? Nova squeezes it harder, making Chiloveg suck in a sharp breath.
綺麗な花を咲かすの。
Flowers, beautiful flowers.
それも蝶を誘う花をね。
Of course, not ordinary ones. Special varieties that can attract
あ
butterflies.
とはいい感じの土壌さえあればいいんだけど。
Oh, we're missing a suitable soil. Her eyes flick toward a hidden timer. 5 minutes left. Ava notices his glance, though she doesn't need to look to know what it means.
あと5分。
Watch out. We have 5 minutes left.
ああ、来るのがあんただと知ってたら自爆なんかしなかったのに。
Oh my. If I'd known it was you coming, I wouldn't have rushed to self-destruct the place like this. Knowing Chiloveg's mad chatter, Ava releases her, then turns to the damaged computer terminal and starts extracting the data.
こちら白号、エリア A を制圧。
White Mastiff reporting in. Zone A is silent. Over.
こちら節郎。
Snow of copies.
そっちはまさか AK-15？ 今日はとことんついてるね。
What on the other end must be AK-15. Today really is my lucky day.
白号、基地が自爆する。座標を送った。
White Mastiff, the base is going to self-destruct. Marking the rendezvous point. I got you in. Over.
了解。30秒後に合流する。オーバー。
White Mastiff copies. Following instructions. ETA to rendezvous point. 30 seconds. Over.
AK-15？ いや、今はブイマスティナかな？
AK-15? No, it's Voimastina now, isn't it?
彼女の拷問に耐えられる自信はないかな。それなら。
I wouldn't stand a chance under her interrogation. Guess I'd better hurry up. Chiloveg pouts with theatrical regret. An unnatural bulge suddenly appears on her cheek.
動くな。
Don't move. Eva seems to realize something. She quickly grabs Chiloveg's face and forces her mouth open. Forcibly wrenches out Chiloveg's metal tooth.
もう遅いよ。
Too late. Chiloveg starts coughing up blood. That's clearly not just from having a tooth ripped out.
あと4分。頑張ってね。節郎さん。
Only 4 minutes left now. You'd better hurry, Miss Snowwolf. She barely gets to the end of the sentence before her eyes suddenly widen. A few rasping breaths escape her throat and her body stiffens and collapses to the floor in the next second. Gaze turns vacant, yet the eerie smile at the corner of her mouth remains frozen forever. Noah turns away. She pulls a collar-like device from her tactical pack, draws out a data cable and connects it to the still sparking terminal. She takes out her tablet. As the cable connects the device to the terminal, torrents of data begin scrolling across the screen. Faced with the dense, complex interface, Alva flexes her fingers. She opens her palm and hair-thin auxiliary fingers extend from her fingertips, spreading over the keyboard alongside her long fingers. Her long fingers. Fingers and auxiliary digits become a blur as they dance wildly across the keys. A furious typing sounds almost like a sudden downpour. The vigorous motion abruptly stops. The screen's dim green glow reflects in Alva's teal eyes, and she freezes for a moment.
Database, WOOO, subprogram, Helena, 項目 O43 負荷データ
Cocoon database subprogram Helena. Entry O-43 incubation data. The all too familiar contents make Alva pause as she opens the file.
O43 ここで生まれたのか
So this is where O-43 was incubated. Detailed experimental logs record everything from the host to the incubation process, down to daily culture dish temperature, humidity, microbial conditions, and other data far beyond Alva's expectations. That's not all. O-43 number 19. Seems that more than one identical test subject was born in this space. But in the end, only one finished product ever made it out. Harrowing images sear themselves into Alva's eyes one after another. She glances at the data copy progress, then continues paging through O-43's file. To her surprise, the logs don't end with O-43's birth. In fact, the very title of the database, Cocoon, already sets off the alarm bells in her head.
楽園計画
Project Eden. Her fingers tap lightly on the keyboard, opening a data partition with even heavier encryption. A folder labeled Connection Project Gerard Group appears on the screen. I was not at all surprised to see Gerard Group's name here. Despite the incident in Odessa never being made fully public, such information is hardly difficult for Task Force Defy to obtain. Information pairing Project Eden with the Gerard Group is hardly rare. The project is no secret. On the contrary, the Gerard Group has spared no effort promoting technology, even using it to temporarily halt the free fall of its stock price. The publicity campaign conveniently began shortly after the Odessa scandal broke. According to the Gerard Group, Project Eden is a brand new clean energy initiative. It's meant to deliver more abundant, cleaner, and revolutionary energy for all humanity. However, Alva knows better. Anything tied to Paradeios can never be what it claims to be. While Alva is taking in the information, a series of epiphyllum cultivation data and radiation test charts appear on the screen, displaying shocking values and abnormal growth patterns.
粒子共振増幅器
Particle resonance amplifier? She scrolls and keeps reading.
エピフィラム栽培実験 P シリーズサンプル吸収放出率が 217% 上昇
Epiphyllum cultivation experiment, P-series samples. Absorption and release efficiency is increased by 217%. Just as I was about to dig deeper, an encryption wall blocks further access. Tries to crack it, but the time is running out.
楽園計画
Project Eden. Ella remembers the project's name again, this time in an entirely different tone. Why would Gerard work with Paradeios to research epiphyllums? What are they after? What does Gerard want, and what role does O-43 play in all of this? With these questions swirl in Alva's head, a towering figure kicks open the laboratory door. When Mestina steps in, her silver white hair is as neat as ever. Faint streaks of red glint within the silver as they sway with her firm stride.
ケビンは脱出飛行機を止められなかった。
Kevin couldn't stop the aircraft evacuating the personnel.
大丈夫引き続き追跡してくれるから
He'll keep tracking them, it's fine. Eva glances from the other end of the screen.
自爆まであと3分
3 minutes until self-destruct.
データは
The data? Eva plugs the cable drawn from the collar into the port at her own neck. Green light instantly starts flashing across her eyes. While Eva retrieves the data, Void Mestina naturally takes a position beside her, keeping watch over the surrounding area. About 30 seconds later, Eva unplugs this cable with a look of dissatisfaction.
一部だけクラックした O43 の生殖データも不完全
Only part of it is cracked. The deeper layers aren't decrypted yet, and the incubation data on O43 is incomplete.
でも楽園計画に関する情報があった。
But I did find some information on Project Eden.
楽園計画
Project Eden?
ジラードグループが最近公開した植物でコーラプス粒子のエネルギー放出を制御する研究プロジェクト。
A research project that the Gerard Group has recently made public. It seems to involve using plants to regulate collapsed particle energy release. Messina frowns.
リモールディングパターンと同じか
Is that the same thing as a remolding pattern?
ジラードの技術でできることじゃない。本当に研究を行っているのは相変わらずパラデウスの連中ども。
With Gerard's capabilities, their research shouldn't reach that level. The ones doing the real work here. Ones doing the real work are still these Paradeus corpses. Eva glances at Chilovic's body on the floor and then returns her focus to the files.
まるで本当にこれで生き返られると信じてるようだ。
They genuinely seem to believe this research can bring them back from the dead.
どうやらパラデウスは金をせびるだけの関係のジラードに本当の目的を話していないようだ。
Paradeus probably just wants their money and never fully disclosed the truth to Gerard Group.
でもなんで楽園計画の内容に O43 の記述が
But why is
新しく追加されたの？
Why is O43 mentioned in Project Eden? This looks like a recent revision.
確認できないのか
You can't see it?
大半のデータが破損してる。
Most of the contents are corrupted.
他のファイルは
What about the other files?
クラックが間に合わない。でも収穫は十分。ケビンにはこの基地と関わりのある場所を探らせて。研究者たちも逃がさないように。
There's no time to crack them. It's fine, we've learned enough already. Have Kevin check all the locations connected to this base. Don't let those researchers get away.
取れたデータはアンナに送って解読させて。
Send the copy data to Anna later. Have her decrypt what standard methods can't read.
あ
Right.
待って。
Hold on. Eva slings her gun behind her back and pulls the vibrating communicator from her tactical pouch. The side of the communicator stops for Messina in her tracks. She stands rooted at the spot and stares at it in silence. The communicator is like a Rubik's Cube. Eva aligns its patterns with a few twists and turns. Soft click, a narrow seam cracks open, and then a thin beam of light spills out. Eva stares at the light in complete stillness as if trying to decipher something. After a moment, she finally moves.
輸送機で新しい座標に私たちを運ぶようモナに伝えて。
Notify Mono. Have the transport take us to these new coordinates once we're out of here.
それと予定ができた。
New arrangements.
彼女は戻ってきてくれるのか
Is she rejoining the team?
いや、まだまだ財団のことを探ってもらわないと。
Not yet. There's still a lot within the conglomerate that she needs to dig into.
私だって会いたいよ。でも今は任務に集中しよう。
I miss her too, with Miss Tina. But we need to stay focused on the mission. Misty pauses, then finally asks,
彼女は何て言った
What did she say?
ジラードが焦ってる。私たちにはリビウに行って彼らの作戦を見守ってほしい。だって。
The Gerard group is showing signs of desperation. We need to go to Lviv and make sure things don't go wrong there.
彼ら
There?
非軍事勢力管理局。
Non-fuss operation.
それも最大限の注意を払って。
She wants us to monitor it closely.
分かったそうしよう
Understood. I will.
行こう。
Let's move. Giving no further response, Mestina turns and heads toward the evacuation point with haste. Eva rubs the communicator tenderly with her thumb, then slips it back into her pouch. She shoulders her weapon and sets off as well. Following their departure, Chilvig's body on the floor begins to slowly melt. Her once human-like face is owing into a shapeless puddle. The grotesque sight lasts only a moment. Massive explosion quickly engulfs the laboratory, I think is what it said at the end. I guess I could check, right? Hold on. Let's see here. Dang. There's no script yet. Hmm. Give me a second. A massive switch to roast, reducing everything to ashes. That's what it said. Okay. Oh, my head. Hmm. Are we at the point of, No, we're not. Okay. I was gonna say, are we at the point of where everything is, actually, like, scaling? Guess not, though. I guess it's just a random level. I wake up in bed. It's been a long time since I last slept this soundly for so long. Outside the window, daylight is long since broken. Driven by its preset autopilot program, the Elmo cruises methodically onward. Its rhythm is as monotonous and steady as the scenery of the Yellow Zone. After washing up, I head to the ops room early. Rosa's on duty, monitoring the surroundings at the command console. As she sees me, she brews a cup of coffee and sets it in front of my seat, as she always does. I nod to thank her, look over the navigation trajectory, then raise my head and ask. There shouldn't be any risks along the planned route, right? No units capable of threatening the Elmo have been detected for now. I think the chosen trajectory was carefully considered. That's what I thought. Based on the projected intersections between our route and legal air corridors, potential contact windows are in 7 minutes, 125 minutes, and 314 minutes. Then we'll proceed according to plan. Understood. After a stretch, I go through the various tasks displayed on the terminal. The screen shows green markers representing several squads currently deployed on missions. They are proceeding in an orderly fashion along their planned routes. The mission logs they transmit back indicate that everything is normal so far. Looks like everyone's missions are going smoothly. Open the task list and check a priority watch item named Tsukura Squad. After several days of travel, Springfield and Macchiato are drawing closer and closer to the destination. Satellites say LVI-13 near Lviv. Even though the two dolls assigned to this mission are both highly reliable, when I think about all the attention we tried to get back when the escorted target was all still aboard the Elmo, I can't help but worry about them. Activate the Elmo's comms system, enter the code, and connect to Tsukura Squad's scheduled contact channel. Good morning. You're just as punctual as ever.
おはよ
Morning.
う。調子はどうだ？
How is it? Has the journey been smooth?
今のところは順調です。
We haven't run into any trouble so far.
途中つけられていた可能性があったので、大陸間列車を降りてイエローエリアの臨時拠点で補給を受けたところです。
However, we have reason to suspect that we might be under surveillance. Therefore, we found a way to disembark from the Intercontinental Railway train ahead of schedule and resupplied yesterday at a temporary supply point in the Yellow Zone.
予定より遅くなりますが、こうした方がより確実かと。
Our pace is slower than planned, but for this mission, it's the safer option.
マキアートさんの最終チェックと整備が済んだ後、車で箱を目標地点まで運びます。
Macchiato is conducting the final checks and preparations now. Once ready, we'll transport the target to the designated city by truck.
道路からの方が大陸間列車より検問が甘いです。
Road checkpoints are much less strict than along the Intercontinental Railway. We'll find ways to smooth things over.
何も起こらなければ2日後には届けられます。
If all goes well, we should reach the scheduled handover point in 2 days.
よし。それにしても、あんな目立つものを持ってロレンを横断できるなんて。
Well done. Escorting such a conspicuous target across most of the Uran Sea must have been tough on you.
ダンデライオンさんの VIP 権限とズッケロの情報網があってこそですよ。
Don't underestimate Dandelion's VIP clearance, or the intelligence network that the Zucchero has carefully cultivated over the years.
それにしてもあれだけ準備したというのに拍子抜けですね。
That said, even with all our preparations, the journey here has been unexpectedly smooth.
イエローエリアとは思えないほどに。
Especially for a mission that involves traversing the entire Yellow Zone.
一番襲ってきそうな敵すら沈黙を貫いています。
The enemy who's most likely to intervene forcefully hasn't made a move at all.
パラデウスか。
You mean Paradeos?
はい。きっと遭遇するものだと思っていました。
Yes. I originally thought that with such a conspicuous target, we'd definitely encounter them along the way.
そのためにマキアートさんがいろんな武器を用意したのですよ。
To prepare for an engagement, Macchiato's even brought along a lot of weapons that really aren't our style.
考えすぎでしょうか。
But now, it seems we may have worried too much.
いくら連中でも、大陸間列車で何かやるつもりはないだろう。
Even they wouldn't dare do anything so openly on an intercontinental railway train.
だが、油断は禁物だ。
Still, don't lower your guard.
今この瞬間も周囲にいるかもしれない。
It might be lurking around you.
おっしゃる通りです。十分注意します。
You're absolutely right. We'll stay vigilant.
そうだ。ヘレナの状態は？
By the way, how's Helena doing?
列車に乗った時からずっと安定して防御システムに守られたままです。
She's been under the protection of the defense system the whole time. Her condition has remained stable since boarding the train.
検問を通るときは隠しスペースに入れます。
When passing through road checkpoints, I'll hide her in the deepest part of the truck cabin.
スキャン対策のコーティングもしてあるので問題ないかと。
I've added an outer layer of camouflage. It should be enough to deal with X-ray scans during inspections.
通過の手続きは内通者が便宜を図ってくれます。
I'll have trusted contacts handle the checkpoint procedures.
ここ数日で政策が厳しくなってきましたが、リバさんとの約束の時間には間に合うはずです。
Policy seems to be tightening these past few days, but we should just about make it in time for the appointment with Miss Leva.
わかった。エルモ号もリビウに向かっている。
Good.
そこで落ち合おう。
Stay in touch. The Emma is also heading toward Lviv. We'll rendezvous with you there.
ええ、そちらもお気をつけて。
Understood. Please be careful on your end as well. The call ends. After hanging up, I finally feel a bit more at ease. The mission to escort Helena is proceeding smoothly, and the previous operations were all completed without major incident.
今までの困難が嘘のようだな。
Our fortunes finally seem to be improving. Why would you say that? You have just jinxed us. Hearing my remark, Rosa pauses for a moment, then responds with a smile.
ええ。でもまだ油断できないわ。
Things have indeed been going more smoothly, Commander, but we still can't let our guard down.
当然だ。
I know, of course. Urza and I finished our task with remarkable efficiency. I lean back in my chair and stretch again as I listen to the lively chatter of the other dolls on board the MCV. The dolls currently stationed in the Elmo have finished their own work and seem to be gathered together, chatting. As their conversations reach a particularly lively point, bits of their laughter and chatter occasionally drift into the ops room. Butterflies, silent whispers, never sleeping. So that's why you didn't sleep all night? That's Krolik and Nemesis bickering with each other. Miss Mailing, may I ask what kind of breakfast you prefer? Me? Said Tereshi must be preparing breakfast for everyone. Said Tereshi's on the thing now? I guess we did link up back with Zukuro, and they did mention making the cafe here. Jeez, do you have to wake me up this early? What time do you think it is? Get up and finish your shooting drill. Those voices, without a doubt, belong to Mechti and Kukai. Right. Maybe it's because recent events have been so turbulent, but this brief moment of calm, respite, feels strangely surreal. And yet, not long ago, I was just an ordinary bounty hunter driving the Elmo and drifting through the Yellow Zone. This kind of banal? I forgot how to say that word. I think it's banal. Daily life should have been my reality. Is it because so many former companions are now aboard the vehicle? Besides Grosso's team, there's now also Squad 404, Zukuro Squad. I never imagined I'd be lucky enough to reunite with everyone again, safe and sound. Each reunion fills me with the relief of having survived disaster. But I know this isn't the true reason for the nagging sense of surrealism. What shatters all illusions and drags me back to memories so heavy they stir my emotions whenever recalled is none other than that fateful confrontation with Paradeus. Yes, Paradeus. As the force annually wiped out 10 years ago has appeared before me once again. 10 years of compromise brought neither stability nor even fleeting peace. Merely gave the enemy room to breathe, a chance to grow strong again. When I think about how they've been active right under my nose all these years, an uncontrollable anger wells up inside me. No, I will not allow this to happen. Or rather, to happen again. At the very least, let me.
指揮官、エルモ号に近づいてるヘリコプターがあるわ。高度300メートル、距離2キロ。進路は私たちと同じよ。
The radar has detected a helicopter approaching the Elmo. Altitude 300 meters, distance approximately 2 kilometers, bearing exactly matching ours.
来客か。
Looks like our guests have arrived. I switch to the external camera feed and adjust the focus to lock on to the helicopter. It's a brand new military helicopter painted in the latest standard livery of the Neo-Soviet Union Army. The only jarring detail is the URNC emblem emblazoned on it.
こちらと通信しようとしている。エルモ号に着艦するつもりよ。
They're sending a comms request. It seems they want to land on the Elmo.
繋いでくれ。
Pass them through.
こちらはロレン非軍事勢力管理局特別作戦チームだ。
Elmo. This is a special operations unit of the Non-Military Forces Administration under the URNC.
機関への着艦を要請する。
We request a brief stop aboard your vessel.
繰り返す。機関への着艦を要請する。
Repeat, we request a brief stop aboard your vessel.
言う通りに。
Let them come down.
了解。誘導に従ってください。ようこそ、エルモ号へ。
Landing kite is established. Welcome aboard the Elmo. Numpha. Take a deep breath and straighten my clothes. Spent long enough psyching myself for this. This time I should be able to talk things through properly. Right? But as the thought crosses my mind, the courage I'd mustered falters slightly. I shake my head, trying to push away those unpleasant thoughts.
私が対応する。
Groza, I'll go receive our guests.
むやみに手を出さないよう人形たちに通達してくれ。
Notify all those to remain on alert, but take no hostile action. Groza nods and makes a small gesture of encouragement towards me.
あなたなら大丈夫よ。
You've got this.
ありがとう。
Right, thank you. I head toward the top deck. The helicopter promptly lands on the deck of the Elmo, but after touching down, the engines are not shut off. The rotors above continue spinning at high speed, signaling that this is only a brief visit. The hatch opens. An officer in a neatly pressed uniform strides down, followed by a figure I haven't seen in 10 years. His hair is grayer than I remember, the lines on his face deeper. Yet even after a decade apart, that distinctive presence of his makes him feel anything but unfamiliar. Kruger! Why is he so swagged out? What? He used to have a like a more. It was like a black and red overcoat with white fur for his like griffin like outfit. But dang, he kind of doesn't look like a PMC leader here. He looks like some huge like a massive worldwide like conglomerate owner or something. Long time no see, Commander. Give me 5 minutes. He speaks to the officer beside him. The officer nods and steps back toward the helicopter. Is seeing me really such a surprise? I thought... You thought Kalina would be the one coming, eh? Don't worry, you'll get to meet her soon enough. Sorry, sir, that's not what I meant. Kruger smiles and shakes his head. He glances at the helicopter, then turns back to me. Can we talk? We don't have much time. I look toward the soldier standing by the helicopter and more or less understand Kruger's intention. Nod to him and lead him further away. We walk to the edge of the top deck where we get a view over the wasteland in the distance. The bitter smell in the air is much lighter than before. Sunlight falls on Kruger, outlining his figure clearly. He looks far older than he did 10 years ago. The wrinkles at the corners of his eyes are deeper, his temples completely gray. I know we shouldn't have disturbed you. Kalina's choice was her own judgment call. If it caused you any trouble, I apologize on her behalf. Sir, please don't apologize to me. Besides, what she did means a great deal to me. Because of the task she entrusted to me, I was able to learn things that are very important to me. I understand. It is, after all, a matter that continues to gnaw at both our minds. Something that we can never let go. I don't respond and simply wait quietly for Kruger to get to the point. I I'll get straight to it. The recent oil insurgence in Odessa has caught the attention of the URNC's upper echelons. I've obtained full authority to investigate the Gerard group. Kruger turns toward me. I don't think I need to explain. You already know whom they've been backing behind the scenes, don't you? Paradeus. We've long heard rumors of the conglomerate colluding with Paradeus. We've been tracking this case for over 2 years. It's time to end it. What's your plan? We've already gathered sufficient evidence. In fact, all 43 Helena, which was previously handed over to you, is also a crucial piece of evidence. We've
証拠を扱いするのに不快感を覚えると思うが、それほど重要な存在なんだ。 We've
already gathered sufficient evidence. In fact, all 43 Helena, which was previously handed over to you, is also a crucial piece of evidence.
あの子を証拠を扱いするのに不快感を覚えると思うが、それほど重要な存在なんだ。
Calling that little girl evidence may make you uncomfortable, but she truly is key.
明日リビューへ向かい O43 を引き取った後残りの証拠を法廷へ提出する
I'll be heading to Lviv tomorrow. After taking custody of O43, we'll submit the materials to the prosecution.
東欧行政区最高裁判所に起訴したオルログ財団とパラデウスが結託し違法実験を繰り返していることについてな
They've already filed a lawsuit with the High Court of the Eastern European Administrative Region, accusing the Orla conglomerate of colluding with Patadeos to conduct illegal experiments.
これからリビウにいる全ての罪人が裁判にかけられる
Next, a public trial will be launched in Lviv against everyone involved.
裁判
A public trial?
ああ
Yes.
拘束はしないのですか
Shouldn't everyone connected be detained directly?
確かに我々は法執行機関だが許可なく動くことはできない
We're a law enforcement body, but we still need authorization before we can act.
訴訟は少なくとも1年は続きますその間もきっと犠牲者が
The litigation process alone would take at least a year. During that time, Patadeos would certainly continue its experiments.
それにイエローエリアには当局の力が及ばない場所もあるんですたとえ勝訴できたとしても状況が変わるとは
And given the UNC's actual enforcement capacity, things may not improve in areas outside the controlled territories in the Yellow Zone, even after the trial concludes.
時には武力以外の方法に頼らざるを得ないのだ
Procedural justice is sometimes more important than guns.
財団が力を失えばパラデウスは最大のパトロンを失うことになる死活問題だ
Once the conglomerate collapses, Patadeos would lose its largest source of funding. That would destroy the foundation that sustains its operations.
奴らの基地をいくら潰したところで新しい基地がウゴのタケノコのように建造されるだけだ
If our actions are limited to striking their bases, even if we destroy one experimental facility, who knows how many more they have hidden elsewhere.
それでも基地周辺の人々を助けられます
Even so, destroying Patadeos' bases immediately would at least spare the people in nearby areas from harm.
確かにその通りだ
You're not wrong.
訴訟で根本的に解決できると思っていないのはわかる
I know you don't believe that prosecuting those companies will solve everything.
10年前と違い今の我々はルールにのっとって動くことしかできないがやれることは想像以上に多い
But this isn't 10 years ago. We must operate within compliance now. And there's more we can do through the rules than you imagine. And some people can also escape the punishment they deserve through those same rules. I swallow the words that almost slip out and offer only a faint, bitter chuckle. Kirger catches my meaning. He bows his head slightly and decides to change the subject.
ズッケラが引き受けた輸送に問題が起きないよう手配した
Our field personnel are already in place. Zucchero's squad shouldn't run into any trouble on their escort mission.
彼女たちはリビウ周辺でカリーナと落ち合う手はずになっている
Kalina will rendezvous with them near Lviv to complete the final handover.
エルモ号の進路を見るにお前たちもリビウに向かうつもりなのだろう
Judging from the Elmo's course, you're headed to Lviv as well, aren't you?
はい途中で非常事態に遭いエルモ号に戻ることになりましたが
Yes. You ran into a small complication along the way and had to return to the Elmo.
それも解決済みです今後は全身全霊任務に取り掛かります
As a result, I'll have to continue my mission and see it to fruition.
まあお前のことは信頼している
I knew you'd say that.
協力に感謝するお前には相応の地位が与えられるよう働きかけようその方がイエローエリアでも動きやすいはずだ
Thank you for your cooperation. I'll try to secure a status of some standing for you. Even if you remain in the Yellow Zone, things will be much easier.
お気遣い感謝します
Thank you, sir.
ですが不要です
But you know me. I don't need that kind of thing.
我々のやり方は時間はかかるが根本的解決には最も近い
On one hand, our above-the-table approach can strike at the root, but the process is too long.
逆にお前のやり方は一時的には効果があるが根本的解決には至らない
On the other hand, your approach is direct, but it can't solve the problem at its foundation.
身分があれば管理局との連携もスムーズに取れるだろ
Once you have status, perhaps you can cooperate better with a Numfa.
うその方がお互いの短所をカバーし合える
We can make up for what the other lacks.
クルーガーさん、
Mr. Kruger,
私が協力しているのは身分のためなんかじゃありません。
I cooperate with the mission, but not for the sake of any status.
パラデウスを根絶するためなら、私は鬼にでも悪魔にでもなります。
I only want Paradeus to be completely eradicated. As long as that can be achieved, I don't care what method is used.
理屈で私は止まりません。あなたなら知っているはずです。
That is to say, you should understand that I may not stop just because of certain reasonable justifications.
そんな人間が相応の地位を持っていいわけがありません。
Someone who acts this way probably shouldn't have any status in the first place. Kruger lets out a sigh.
お前は変わったように見えて10年前のままかもしれないな。
Seems that over these 10 years you've changed, and yet you haven't.
局長、時間です。
Doctor, time's up.
これ以上は行動ログが。
If we delay any longer, the travel log will.
すぐ行く。
I'm coming.
最後に一つだけ聞かせてくれ。
Before I go, there's something I want to ask you.
はい。
Please go ahead.
なぜ過去にこだわる？
Why won't you let go of the past and start over?
過ちを正せない自分が許せないんです。
Because I can't bear standing on the side of what's wrong.
それは傲慢だな。
That's an arrogant answer, Commander.
申し訳ありません。
I'm very sorry, sir.
だが何かを成し遂げようとする人間は往々にして傲慢だ。
But who among those wanting to do something meaningful wouldn't give that same arrogant answer?
辛い孤独な道になるぞ。
This road will be lonely and dangerous.
いつものことです。
I'm already used to it, Mr. Kruger.
局長、
Director. Kruger takes a small card out of his pocket.
リビューに入るには合法的な身分が必要だ。今はこれを使え。
If you enter into Lviv, you'll still need a legal identity. Use this for now. I hesitate, still not reaching out.
私たちが秩序を取り戻すところを見ているといい。カリーナもお前に努力の成果を見てもらいたいはずだ。
Come and witness how we bring those criminals to justice. I think Kalina would want you to see the results she's worked so hard for. Kruger looks straight at me. There's a kind of force in his gaze. Much as I resist, I find myself taking the card in the end. He seems to let out a quiet sigh of relief once he sees me accept it.
助けが必要な時は連絡をよこせ。
If you need help, contact me anytime.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you. Kruger turns to leave, but stops again at the helicopter door.
10年前の最大の損失は何かわかるか？
Do you know what the most important thing we lost 10 years ago was?
グリフィンですか？
Griffin?
お前だ。
It was you. I stand rooted to the spot, at a loss for how to react. On the deck, the helicopter is ready for takeoff.
クルーガーさん。
Mr. Kruger! Kruger removes the headset he has just put on and looks toward me. And I shout with all my strength that a volume I believe can overpower the helicopter's engines.
道は違えど、私はあなたを尊敬しています。
Whether or not we choose to go down the same path, you will always be the person I respect most. Kruger smiles.
リビューで会おう。指揮官。
See you in Lviv, Commander. The helicopter lifts off and quickly disappears into the sky. I stand on the deck for a long time, staring into the distance, thoughts surging. Perhaps I'm not the only one who lost a great deal because of the decision I made 10 years ago. Why is it that no matter what choice is made, someone always ends up getting hurt? The emotions I once tried so hard to avoid suffers again. I even regret not responding to him more warmly just now. I clench my fist and shake my head hard, forcing myself not to dwell on it. Now isn't the time to be tangled up in this. Lviv. I look at the card I've just received. Will things really proceed as smoothly as Kruger says? I can't shake the feeling that something bad is coming. I realized that yes, indeed, they were right. People were right about this being like one of the longest events known like to date. Because each of those feels like 2 or 3 story points from other ones. I wonder if I can line this up. Dang it. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, hold on. Let's get all these. Yeah, get all them. That works. I wonder if I could have just used hers. Give me a second to finish up my noodles. They're almost like completely not warm anymore, so I might as well eat them fast. Okay, it's a little hard to get these now. Okay. Give me a sec. I'll be back. I'm gonna go get myself a warm drink. Okay, hold on. I forgot to pause the timer. There we go. I'll be back. I'm alive. Give me a second. Yeah, I got caught up a little bit talking to my brother. But it's fine. Alright, give me a second. Okay. Anyway, back to it. As a side gate, primarily used to divert traffic from the central checkpoint, the queue for entering the city here isn't usually very long. But today, the entry security procedures seem especially cumbersome, causing a large number of civilians to pile up at this entrance. Guards stationed on both sides of the checkpoint hold their weapons at the ready, closely watching every movement within the line. A transport truck bearing the Zukuro logo spray painted on its cargo compartment passes through the security gate. It waits in the inspection area for an inspector to carry out the review process. From the pedestrian line beside the truck, the voices of a family drift through the half-open window and into the doll's auditory module. Are we almost at Liv? Yeah. Once we get through here, our whole family can start a new life. That's great. There's a lot of pretty dresses in Liv's shops. We can buy new clothes. Big brother can get new textbooks for school too. The mother walks at the back of the group, gazing lovingly at her two children. She rests her hands on their shoulders, drawing them closer together. Dreamfit watches the family with a tender glimmer in her eyes. She is no stranger to scenes like this. Families willing to overcome countless obstacles for a better life. Seeing the hope in the children's eyes, she can't help but smile. Although people ahead of them are being denied entry one after another for various reasons, the father remains confident. To qualify for life in the satellite city, their family has endured a long point-based process and strict screening. He firmly believes nothing will go wrong. The transport truck finally reaches the inspection point. Springfield notices the fatigue and irritation in the inspector's eyes, along with faint, barely concealed arrogance. She lets out a quiet sigh, already foreseeing the possible obstruction. Hello, please present your travel permit and cargo manifest. Springfield hands over an elegant folder, neatly containing various documents. On the inside is a food exchange voucher. Even in the green zone, such vouchers can still fetch a high price. These are all our documents. Thank you for your trouble. The inspector takes the folder, his gaze lingering on the voucher for only a second before he flips it open and begins reviewing the papers carefully. A doll, huh? Once he confirms that he's speaking to a doll rather than a human, even his veneer of politeness disappears. Since you're a doll, you should have read the updated regulations from a few days ago. All dolls serving groups, organizations, or individuals must register in advance and prepare a special work permit. And what you've submitted here is a business visa, not a doll-specific work permit. But I'm not currently serving any group, organization, or individual.
つまり無所属なんだな。
Is there an unaffiliated doll?
私の権限は私が持っています。身分証明書を見てください。
My authorizations belong to myself. Please look here. This is my proof of identity. The inspector flips through the documents impatiently, confirming the truth of Springfield's statement. Another one of these.
何しに来た？
So what are you here for?
私の経営しているカフェの支店を開こうと。
I'm here to open a new branch of a cafe. There's some preliminary work to take care of.
売り上げが順調に伸びているので、事業拡大をと思いまして。
We already have one shop in operation. Business has been fairly good, so we're planning to expand.
人形がカフェ。
Cafe run by dolls.
ええ、こちら建築と経営許可になります。
Here, our commercial building approval and operating license.
オープンしたらぜひお越しくださいね。
Once the branch officially opens, you're welcome to visit and try our coffee and desserts.
特製オリジナルケーキをご用意します。きっと気に入っていただけると思います。
Our staff will prepare a special signature cake just for you. I guarantee you'll be satisfied. The inspector ignores Springfield's invitation as he skeptically scans the supplementary documents in his hands. Meanwhile, behind him, the family in line is presenting their documents to another inspector.
準備は万全のようだな。
You certainly came prepared.
車の中は？
What's in the truck?
食材や機材です。先ほどスキャンされたばかりです。
Just some ingredients and equipment needed to open the shop. They already passed a scan when we went through the gate.
明細を確認しますか？
Would you like to see the cargo manifest?
そこに置いとけ。トランクの中身もチェックする。
Leave it there. And open the cargo compartment too. I need to check it.
開けるのですか？
You want to check the cargo compartment? Springfield's brow furrows slightly with concern.
でも、あの中にはむやみに動かしてはいけないデリケートなものが。
But it took a long time to get everything loaded and packed, and some of it is fragile.
そうか。だがこっちには関係ない。
Then move faster. The sooner I'm done checking, the sooner you can load it back up. Nearby, the inspection of that family also runs into trouble.
もう一度ご説明いたします。先日政策が変わりまして、サミット開催にあたって危険分子侵入を防ぐため、今週火曜日をもって家庭通行証1枚につき最大3人までしか通せなくなったんです。
Let me explain again. The Viv is about to host an important summit. To prevent dangerous elements from slipping in, a single-family permit only allows 3 people to enter starting this Tuesday.
ホワイトエリアおよび周辺都市入試規定の8条第3項の下の方に記載されているはずですが、アップデートされていないのですか？
This notice is annotated under Chapter 8, Article 3 of the Entry Guidelines for the White Zone and surrounding key cities. Didn't you update your documents?
ではいつまで続くんですか？その戒厳令が終わるまで待てます。
Then, when will this regulation end? We can wait until martial law is lifted before entering.
さあ、数日か1ヶ月か、あるいは今後ずっとかもしれません。
Who knows? Could be 3 to 5 days, could be a month, or it might become permanent.
心中お察しします。ですが、運が悪かったとしか。
I understand how you feel, but this is out of everyone's control. You just have to accept your bad luck. Springfield watches the situation unfold with pity and concern. The mother's panicked gaze and the children's dejection make her heart ache. She sighs softly, then turns her attention back to the inspector in front of her.
なんとか通していただけないでしょうか。密封の甘い食材が多いので、もし破れたりしたら使い物になりません。
Could you perhaps make an exception? Some of the ingredients inside aren't fully sealed. If the packaging is damaged, they won't be usable anymore.
それに中身が散らかってしまえばここを汚してしまいます。さすがにご迷惑をおかけするわけには。
And if anything spills, cleaning it up would be troublesome. I'd feel terribly sorry if we make a mess for you. He produces a small pouch from somewhere, preparing to slip it into the inspector's hand. But he merely gives it a cold glance and pushes back towards Springfield.
人形さんよ。先週までならその手に乗ったが、今は違う。
Listen, Miss Doll. This trick of yours might have worked a week ago, but it won't fly now.
あそこで言い合ってるのが聞こえなかったか？サミットが開催されて各地の大物が集まるんだ。
Didn't you hear? In a couple of days, Aviv is hosting an important summit. Lots of big shots are gathering in the city.
こっちの責任問題になればイエローエリアの集落に帰るしかなくなる。
If anything goes wrong here, I'll be packing my bags and getting sent back to a Yellowstone settlement.
ピース2本じゃテント代にもならない。
Those two collapsed pieces of yours wouldn't even be enough for me to pitch a tent.
さあ、早く開けるんだ。
Stop wasting time, hurry up. Springfield puts the collapsed pieces away. Maintaining her gentle smile, she subtly glances at her watch.
そうですか。承知しました。
I understand your difficulties. I'll cooperate with your inspection right away. Springfield opens the cargo compartment. Inside, layers upon layers of coffee bean sacks and baking ingredients are stacked neatly, with refined coffee machines and baking equipment secured on racks. The air is filled with the aroma of coffee and sugar. The inspector switches on his flashlight and shines it through the gaps to the depths of the compartment. But on the outside, it's pitch black, impossible to see anything clearly.
奥は
What's in there?
未開封の原材料です。
Just some unopened raw materials.
それも下ろせ。中に入ってチェックする。
Move these down. I'm going inside to check.
少々お待ちください。
Understood. Please wait a moment. Springfield officially unties the ropes securing the cargo, unloading sacks of coffee beans and flour one by one. He moves them carefully, ensuring the expensive beans and sucrose specialty syrups don't spill into the ground. As the items blocking the front are cleared away, a box covered with a waterproof tarp gradually comes into view.
これがその原材料か。
Is that what you were talking about? Raw materials?
はい。特別なものなので、他には特に気を使っています。
Yes. Some special imported ingredients that require careful storage.
開けろ。
Open it.
はい。ただいま。
No problem. Please wait a moment. I'll tidy things up. Springfield turns toward the depths of the cargo compartment, her hand lightly brushing against a device hidden among the goods. No matter what, she will protect the mission target entrusted to her. Springfield glances around. Most of the nearby soldiers' attention is focused on the long line waiting outside the security gate. Meanwhile, the arguing and crying family inside the checkpoint also draws many eyes. She gently brushes her hair back. She soon receives a response on level 2.
まだか。そろそろ入るぞ。
Are you done yet? I'm going in.
どうぞ。
All set. Springfield watches as the inspector climbs into the cargo compartment, stepping over the burlap sacks and slowly approaching the box deeper inside. And while he isn't paying attention, Springfield has already moved closer behind him. Alert. Alert. A suspicious target has been detected near Satellite City West Gate number 3. All nearby personnel immediately close the security gates and coordinate with security forces to provide support. A suspicious target has been detected near Satellite City West Gate number 3. All nearby personnel immediately close the security gates and coordinate with security forces to provide support. Springfield continues to smile. In front of her, the inspector, only a step away from one in the box, frowns impatiently and answers the beeping communicator in his hand.
3番ゲートだ。
What's going on at Gate 3?
シェフ、バリアーグの奴らが持ち込もうとした金製品が爆発しました。
Sir, a gang of Variegas tried to smuggle contraband, and it suddenly exploded halfway.
制圧しましたが、すでに通した人員の中に同じものを持っている奴がいるかもしれません。
We've detained the suspects. There was also a batch of cargo mixed in. We need to quickly check for illegal items among those who already passed through.
わかった。すぐ行く。
Got it, I'm coming right now. The inspector thinks for a moment, then hollers for Springfield.
人形。
Where are you?
何でしょう。
I'm here. Springfield steps out from behind him. The inspector urgently points at the innermost cargo.
じっくり検査してる時間はない。箱を開けて一瞬だけ見せろ。
Something happened outside, so count yourself lucky. Open all those boxes, I'll take one last look, then let you go. Springfield's smile stiffens slightly. She adjusts her gloves on her hands behind her back.
はい。
Alright. Instead of walking toward the box, she steps closer to the inspector. Just as she gets into position ready to take action.
誰だよこんな時に。
What is it? Why the rush?
所長。はい。はい。すぐ行きます。
Director. Yes. Yes, I'll be right there. Inspector hurriedly jumps off the truck, not even sparing Springfield a glance.
今日の検査を中止する。
All inspections here are suspended for the day.
全員3 3番ゲートに行くぞ。
Everyone, follow me to gate 3 for support.
はあこっちは朝から並んでんだぞ
What? But I've been lining up since before dawn.
そうよ。早く娘のお見舞いに行かないといけないのに。
Exactly.
だから公務員は。
I need to get to the hospital to see my daughter. This is outrageous. Ignoring the surrounding complaints and curses, the security gate slowly closes. Soldiers responsible for security block the crowd, attempting to rush the gate, then begin assembling to head towards gate number 3. Springfield watches the gate behind her feel shut, leaving her and the truck stranded within the inspection area of the checkpoint. She can't help but sigh.
危なかったわね。
Oh dear, that was way too close for comfort.
もう少し早く助けてくださってもよかったのですよ。
I was hoping he could step in sooner.
我らが店長なら切り抜けられると思ったからじゃない。
We just didn't want the cafe manager to think we're too meddlesome. Springfield reloads the cargo back into the truck. As she steps down, the barricade blocking the vehicle is instantly lowered and the road ahead opens up to her. Springfield hops into the truck and starts the engine, her gaze falling once more on that family. In front of the truck, the family that had been beside her in line stands there helplessly. Springfield hesitates and issues a request through level 2.
彼らも助けてください。
Let's help them out too.
今回だけよ。
Just this once, okay? Springfield shoots the father a subtle look.
行ってください。
Go on.
どういう
What?
さあ、早く。
Go.
子供たちを連れて。
Go. Take the children and start your new life.
家族全員で新しい生活を始めるんですよね。
As long as your family stays together, things will work out. Just then, the gate in front of the family opens as well. The couple freezes for a moment, then realizes what Springfield has done for them. They bow deeply toward her in gratitude and hurry through the gate with their 2 children. Springfield watches them leave, her eyes gleaming gently.
どうかお幸せに。
May your future be filled with hope. Alright, give me a second. Alright. The last transport truck to pass inspection accelerates away from the checkpoint. After exiting the not very long arched passage, the once empty passenger seat is now somehow occupied by a figure.
相変わらず世話焼きね。無駄に借りを作ったじゃない。
You're such a meddler. Now you owe someone yet another favor. Megara props her chin on her hand glumly, clearly not in a very good mood.
せっかくリバさんたちが来てくださったのですから、ついでにですよ。
They were already here to help anyway. Helping a few more people takes barely any effort.
そもそもフォローなんかいらなかったし。
They didn't have to step in at all.
マキアートさんも陽動お疲れ様でした。
This isn't your fault, Macchiato. You did a splendid job creating a diversion.
ああ、それ思い出しただけで頭きた。
Exactly. And the timing arranged so perfectly.
タイミングバッチリ測ったのに、あの頑固検査員。
Who could have guessed we'd run into such a stubborn inspector?
グリーンエリアにまだああいうタイプの人間がいたなんてね。
Even in the green zone, there are pig-headed people like that.
リバ？
Eva,
勝手に人のチャンネル使わないでよ。
don't just hack into other people's comms channel.
ごめんごめん。通信が安全かどうか確認しただけ。
Sorry, I was just checking whether our comms were secure.
そしたらあなたたちが話してたのよ。
I just happened to overhear your conversation right after I finished.
盗み聞きはしてないわ。
I wasn't eavesdropping on purpose. Crossed my heart.
直接ゲートを開けられるなら、なんでもっと早く言わなかったのよ。
Can't you have told us that you could open the checkpoint gates directly?
セキュリティいじるのは簡単だけど、足がついたらまずいじゃない？
Tweaking city defense authorizations here and there isn't a big deal, but we still have to submit our operation logs, you know. We should try to keep as low a profile as possible.
スプリングフィールドの方でハプニングが起こらなければ作戦通りの方が良かったのよ。
If it weren't for the fact that collateral damage was about to happen on Springfield's end, letting everything play out naturally would have been the best solution, wouldn't it?
とにかく無駄な血を流さずに済んで良かったわ。
Anyway, it's great that there were no unnecessary casualties.
リビウはすぐそこだからあと一息よ。
We're already close to Lviv now. From now on, everything would be a piece of cake.
ですが守備は予想以上に厳重です。
But the security measures around Lviv look even more stringent than we expected.
リバさん、サミットとはどういうことですか？
Miss Liva, what exactly is this technology summit they're preparing for?
ああ、それね。
Oh, that?
ジラードグループのことは知ってるわよね。あそこは業界最大手として定期的に技術交流の名目でサミットを開くのよ。
Your database should have information on the Gerard Group, right? As a leading giant in the tech sector, they regularly invite industry big shots to hold summits under the banner of academic exchange.
各企業が交互に研究成果を発表するんだけど、ジラードの発表は決まって取り。
Although a lot of this year's new research gets unveiled at the event, the grand finale is always the announcement of the Gerard Group's latest cutting-edge technological achievements.
技術交流とは言ったものの、要はジラードの自慢大会ってわけ。
So even though it's called a technology summit bringing together industry elites, it's really just the Gerard Group's annual show-off event.
だとしても、これはやりすぎじゃない？
Even so, security measures at this level seem a bit overkill, don't they?
あからさまに私たちのことを警戒してるわね。
Yeah, which makes it pretty obvious. The real purpose of ramping up security is to deal with us.
非軍事勢力管理局ですか？
To deal with Nontha?
でもリビウにおける管理局の基盤はかなり固いはずですが。
If I remember correctly, the Nontha should have pretty solid footing in Lviv, shouldn't it?
そうよ。だからカリンはここを選んだ。
That's true. Otherwise, Kalina wouldn't have chosen this location.
ところが、風向きがちょっと変わっちゃってね。
But things have been shifting rather rapidly these days.
最近リビウ当局がかなり非協力的なのよ。
The local administration has been getting less and less cooperative.
クルーガーさんが到着するや否や、すぐにジラードグループ指定のホテルに招待されちゃって。
As soon as Mr. Kruger arrived in Lviv, he was escorted straight to a reception hotel designated by the Gerard Group.
軟禁されてるわけじゃないけど、管理局局長ともあろうお方がお手洗いに行く時ですら護衛がつくのが嫌よね。
For now, his actions aren't restricted, but even someone as distinguished as the director of the Namfa probably wouldn't enjoy having to bring 2 bodyguards with him just to use the bathroom.
財団は政治の中枢まで食い込んだのですか？
The bureaucracy here has been infiltrated by conglomerates to this extent already.
状況は予想以上に複雑のようですね。余裕はなさそうです。
This is more complicated than expected. I say we need to act quickly.
リバさん、引き渡しまであと数時間ですが、予定を早めましょう。
Miss Leva, although there are still a few hours until the scheduled handoff, I'm worried that delaying any further might cause something to go wrong.
カリーナさんにつないでいただけますか？
Can we contact Kalina now and proceed with handoff?
待って、すぐ隣にいる。
She's right next to me, actually. Though his voice disappears for a few seconds.
引き渡しを早めて問題ないわ。こっちはもう約束の廃棄倉庫にいるしね。
An early handoff is no problem at all. After all, we've already been waiting for you at the abandoned warehouse designated as the exchange point.
その前に。
But first, we need to be sure.
ご安心ください。誰にもつけられていません。
Don't worry. I promise we're not being followed.
尾行車は浄化エリアの外で巻きました。
We've shaken off everyone who tried to track us outside the purification zone.
さすが。指揮官に任されたのがあなたでよかった。
As expected of the Zukuro's manager. The commander really made the right call in trusting the mission to you.
座標を送るわ。
Let's bring the handoff forward.
はい、確かに受け取りました。
I've received the coordinates on my end.
OK。じゃあ20分後にね。
See you in 20 minutes. Okay, so it seems like the next few are just normal combat. Dang it. Inside an abandoned warehouse at the edge of the satellite city, two figures slip into the warehouse's rear door. After confirming that the interior is secure, the human woman lowers the gun in her hand and nods to the doll beside her.
リバさん、もう一度周囲をチェックしてください。
Beva, check the surroundings one more time.
了解。静かすぎるのが不気味？
Do you think it's too quiet?
はい。当然といえば当然ですが。
Quiet is how it should be.
なんとなく不安で。
Quiet is how it should be, but I just can't shake this uneasy feeling. Through her neural cloud, Eva runs a full check of all the cameras and detectors she has deployed. Under the surveillance, no one can enter this place unnoticed. Everything is normal. Eva nods to Kalina. Kalina relaxes slightly, then picks up the radio and contacts the outside.
偵察隊、状況は？
Observation team, report the situation around us. The observation team has detected no abnormalities, ma'am.
サーモグラフィーのチェックは？
Confirm the thermal imaging scan again. Thermal imaging shows only one personnel in the area. No other heat sources.
わかりました。
Stay alert.
即応隊、そちらはどうですか？
Rapid response team, report your status. Ready for combat at any time. Evacuation routes are covered by air firepower. Awaiting instructions.
そのまま待機してください。
Stand by and wait for further orders. Yes, ma'am.
リバさん。
Eva?
なんだか違和感があるのよね。
Something just feels off.
というと？
Have you noticed anything unusual?
パッと見はどこもおかしくないけど、
No, everything looks normal.
逆に嫌な予感がするのよ。
But that's exactly why I feel uneasy.
レナ、そっちはどう？
Lena, give me a status report.
屋上からの眺め、いい景色だよ。
The view from the rooftop is pretty nice, you know.
どころか、アリの一匹もいない。
Same conclusion as the observation team on my end. Forget enemies, there isn't even an ant nearby.
リバネーと持ち場交代してもいいよ。
Eva went to switch positions with me.
いいわ。そのまま景色を楽しんでおいて。
No need. You stay outside and enjoy the fresh air.
ありがとう、リバネ。
You're always looking out for me.
北西方面のエリアをもう一度スキャンして。軽微な信号の乱れをキャッチしたわ。
Help me scan the northwest sector again. I'm detecting a slight irregular connection signal.
信号源はわかる？
Can you locate the signal source?
今スキャンするね。信号なんかないよ。
Running a full spectrum scan. I'm not detecting any signal here.
ない。
Nothing at all?
あ、カリンね。スプリングフィールドたちだ。
Colleen, I see them. It's Springfield.
昔と全然変わってないや。
They haven't changed at all. Colleen glances at the time. It matches exactly the time Leva and Springfield had agreed on earlier. She raised the communicator in her hand.
目標が予定通り出現。総員、第一種警戒態勢。
Target has entered the designated range. All security teams move to level 1 alert.
了解。
車を入れてください。
Let the transport vehicle in. Outside the warehouse, the hum of an engine draws closer, then gradually comes to a stop. Leva and Kalina exchange a look and pull up the rolling shutters that covers the warehouse entrance. Once the vehicle stops, Springfield hops down from the driver's seat first. She gives Kalina a slight bow.
カリーナさん、お待たせいたしました。
Miss Kalina, sorry to have kept you waiting.
長旅、お疲れ様です。
You've had a long trip.
順調でしたか？
Everything goes smoothly on the way.
少々トラブルがありましたが、皆さんの協力で無事解決しました。
We ran into a bit of trouble, but thanks to everyone's help, it was all resolved in the end.
すみません。もっと手厚くサポートできたはずなのですが、こちらもやむを得ない事情がありまして。
Thank you for your hard work. We should have provided more support, but we ran into some thorny problems earlier and couldn't really spare the manpower.
とんでもありません。今までずっとお世話になっていたのですから、 これくらい当然です。
You're too kind. You've always taken good care of us all these years. This is the least we could do.
本来のルートが狙われていなければ、私とマキアートさんでリビアまで運ぶべきなのですが。
It's just that the original route seemed to be under surveillance. Otherwise, it would have been safest for Macchiato and me to escort the target all the way to Lviv for the handoff.
それは適切な判断です。後のことはこちらに任せてください。
It's a sensible idea. You've already done very well. Leave the rest to us.
はい、お願いします。
Then we'll leave it in your hands.
指揮官はこの件を非常に重視しています。
The commander is very concerned about this matter.
ヘレナさんやパラデウスについて。
Both about Helena and Paradeus. Hearing Springfield's words, Kalina's expression grows grave. I understand.
指揮官には私から説明します。
When I meet the commander, I'll explain everything from beginning to end.
よろしくお願いします。
That would be for the best. But Kalina is conversing with Springfield. Leva looks past her toward the distance, as if confirming something. Meanwhile, Macchiato walks in and sets down the sealed container that had been hidden deep in the cargo hold. With a heavy thump, the container hits the ground, kicking up a thick cloud of dust. Every time I have to move this thing, I'm speechless. This box is seriously heavy. Even though it just contains a little girl. The materials used for this container's automatic defense systems are the real deal. Kalina steps closer to the container, but it suddenly starts to quiver. What's wrong? That's the sign of the defense system entering alert mode. Did this happen at any point during transport?
いいえ、出発前、指揮官が私とマキアートさんの識別情報を書き換えたのですが。
No. The commander sorted out Macchiato's and my identification permissions before this transport mission.
なるほど。リヴァさん、一歩下がってください。
Leva tries stepping back. Leva eyes the container warily. With a frown, she follows Kalina's instruction and backs away, but the container continues to shake. How could this be? Leva looks up at her surroundings. Within her neural cloud, feeds from the cameras and scanners flash by rapidly, but whether in the outside world or within her neural cloud, the situation is the same. All is still and quiet. Yet this very stillness makes Leva highly incredulous. To level 2 in her neural cloud, she senses a faint but persistent connection request still flickering. Are any of you sensing a nearby connection request signal? A request signal? Springfield looks at Macchiato in confusion. Macchiato shakes her head as well.
何も感知できませんが。
I'm not sensing any request signal at all. If it were an enemy, they wouldn't be so brazen about it. There's only one possibility. Leva raises all the firewalls in her neural cloud to maximum. After a moment's hesitation, she accepts the request. The connection is established, nothing happens, and after a long while, a string of characters is transmitted. 66616C7365. This is a key? No, it's hexadecimal encoding. False? Leva activates the key. In an instant, her neural cloud is assaulted by what feels like crashing waves. Her offensive firewalls immediately counterattack, but the opposing signal vanishes at once. The firewalls sever all connection interfaces, isolating Leva's neural cloud once more. Forcefully disconnected by the attack, Leva suddenly realizes something. She takes stock of surroundings only to find fully armed mechanical units all around them. What? Leva immediately raises her hand and strikes the mechanical unit that has already approached the container. Find cover now. What's going on? Our level 2 has been breached. Wait, Kalina, you can't see them either? See what? Kalina looks around in confusion, but still draws her sidearm warily. In Leva's view, the mechanical units are drawing their weapons as well. Everyone down. Fire at the positions I've marked. Springfield and Macchiato immediately draw their weapons. Leva fires controlled shots at the enemy position she can see, while the other dolls raise their guns and fire at targets invisible to them. Mechanical units are hit precisely and collapse to the ground. Do you still have the Xener protocol? Maki and I both still have it.
セカンダリレベルを切ってセナーにつないで
Close your level 2 interfaces and connect to me via the center protocol. But if Macchiato was instructed, the moment the connection is established, they too see the mechanical units on the ground sparking. What?
どこから入ってきたのよ
How'd they get in?
から何のことですか
What are you even talking about?
人間の目が欺くな
To think they could even mask them from a human's physical eyesight. Just what is this? After the mechanical units are destroyed, the container finally stops shaking.
レナ敵影は
Lena, have you spotted any enemies? Enemies? No.
リモート制御で私につないで
Connect to my remote control permissions.
これでどう
What about now? Now? Whoa! Why are there mechanical units everywhere outside?
カリー外にいる味方は
Cleaner, what about the people we deployed out there?
偵察隊聞こえますか
Observation team, do you copy?
速報隊応答せよ
Rapid response team, can you hear me? There is no response over the radio.
困ったわねどこのドイツかしら
Just who the hell are they? Whatever, enemies are charging toward the warehouse.
私たちと合流して総員戦闘準備
Fall back and regroup with us. Everyone prepare to engage. What the heck are these things? Did it say dummy on the side? What are all these? Can't believe they got this close without me noticing. Against dolls, it's electronic attacks. Against humans, probably something like hallucinogens or poison gas? I'm afraid it's something like that. I'm not worried about electronic attacks, I'm just afraid that Miss Kalina's been hurt in some other way. Now let's wrap this up quickly. We'll take care of any other business after we take them out. I'll help too. The heck are these? Marionette doll. Isn't there a way to like view their info from in the game? Is it here? No. Here? Mass-produced marionette doll that only knows how to fight and obey. It's good at delivering big barrages and suppressive fire. Yeah, eliminating enemies from a distance with precise gunfire. Movement modules allow it to more easily hide, track, and assassinate spray. Huh. Neo Brutes. What was their affiliation? Doesn't say an affiliation. Peculiar. I think doing this might work. Dang it. I was hoping it'd be a little wider than that. Oops. The enemies dealt with seems to have quieted down. Suddenly a series of noises come from outside the warehouse. Kalina frowns as she hears them. Those are PSA sirens. Outside the warehouse, the screech of vehicles braking hard can be heard, followed by multiple sets of footsteps drawing closer and closer. This is a PSA of LVI 13. Drop your weapons immediately. This is field personnel of the NONFA conducting an active operation. You have no authority to interfere. And we're to take your word for it? Drop your weapons, we must verify your identities. If you refuse, we will launch an assault. In the extremely forceful tone, it's clear that they are prepared to attack at any moment. Kalina signals Leva to stay calm. They're from the PSA, we can't just open fire on them. Looks like the first strike failed, so now they're switching to underhanded tactics.
とはいえ向こうもむやみに撃ってこないはず。隙を伺いましょう。
They can't easily move against us either. Let's see what they're up to and play it by ear. Then gestures to the other dolls who quickly move to conceal the container holding Kalina in a hidden corner.
増援を呼びました。15分以内に駆けつけます。
Code for reinforcements. Our people will arrive within 15 minutes.
それまで持つといいけどね。
Let's hope we can hold out that long. Kalina nods. She clears her throat and calls out toward the outside.
武装解除しました。入ってください。
You've lowered our weapons. You may enter.
それでは警官の皆さん、倉庫を調べてください。
PSA officers, please enter the warehouse and conduct your inspection.
中にいるのはおそらくロレンの高官。くれぐれも丁重に。
There may be senior officials of the URNC inside. Please escort them to me courteously. Understood. Armed PSA personnel enter the warehouse. Kalina raises her hands and presents her credentials.
私は非軍事勢力管理局第3支局293次兼地域安保担当です。
I'm a level
繰り
2.
返しますが、これは正規の任務です。
I'm a level 2 counselor and regional security supervisor of the 3rd sub-bureau under the DONFA. Currently carrying out a special field operation. What operation?
そちらに知る権限はありません。
You don't have the authority to know. Under Kalina's imposing sense of presence, the armed officer doesn't dare act rashly. He takes the credentials, flips through them, then hands them to someone who appears to be the team leader. That person walks off and passes them to another indistinct figure in the distance. The moment she enters Kalina's field of view, Kalina's nerves snap taut. The one now standing before her is not a human, but a meticulously dressed 3rd-gen doll. Her suit is perfectly tailored, like a highly trained senior butler from a noble estate. Her every movement radiates elegance and composure. She inclines her head slightly, examining Kalina's credentials with near reverent courtesy. Her fingers, fluid and graceful, turn the pages lightly. Then she looks up, a gentle and polite smile on her lips, while her eyes resemble fine porcelain displayed in an old mansion. Flawless on the surface, but hiding something deeply unsettling within.
あなたがあの非軍事勢力管理局の参事でしたか。これは大変失礼しました。
So you are a counselor of the NOMFA, the Non-Military Forces Administration. Please accept my sincerest apologies for receiving you in such a manner. It is truly disgraceful.
有無を言わさぬ割には随分と丁寧なんですね。
You're certainly fast and polite.
優雅かつ効率。常に最高のサービスを提供する我々にとっては美徳とも言えるでしょう。
Efficiency and elegance are virtues that naturally complement one another. As a standard of next-generation etiquette, we always strive to integrate the two perfectly in order to provide the most attentive service. Her voice is rich and smooth, her tone refined and courteous. Yet this near-perfect politeness carries an irresistible sense of authority.
警察があなたのような高性能人形を保有しているとは思えませんが。
Surely,
何か事情でも。
surely the Public Security Administration doesn't have a doll as high-end as you in their ranks?
お目が高い。私は一時的に警察に協力しているだけです。
You have a keen eye. I'm indeed not a doll registered under the PSA, but here in a support capacity. The doll gives Kalina a slight nod.
申し遅れました。
Please allow me to introduce myself.
ジラードグループ所属。リビウおよび周辺地域安全管理担当のイグラです。
I'm a special representative of the Gerard Group responsible for security affairs in Lviv and the surrounding region. You may call me Igla.
この近くに不審な動きがある知らせを受け、ハセ参じました。
I was just informed that there has been some unusual activity in this area.
私の肩書き通り、当グループはリビウとその周辺の安全管理も請け負っております。警察からの出動要請があれば、それに応えるのが義務です。
You should be aware that the Gerard Group also undertakes security operations for the cities around Lviv, so we could hardly ignore the PSA's request for assistance.
近日中にサミットが開催されますし、私自ら現場に赴くわけです。
Additionally, with the upcoming summit placing higher demands in Lviv, I felt it necessary to personally lead a team here to assess the situation.
この様子だと、
Based on our preliminary observations, it appears that a rather intense conflict has taken place here.
よろしければ情報を共有していただけますか？この町の治安を守ることは双方共通の目的なのですから。
Perhaps you would be willing to share what you witnessed. After all, maintaining peace in the city is a goal we share. Nicholas' gaze rests gently yet intently on Kalina, then casually sweeps toward the corner behind her. That seemingly idle glance feels as though it sees straight through everything. Her smile never wavers, polite and composed, yet exerting invisible pressure.
任務でここを訪れた途端、素性不明の機械の攻撃を受け、これを撃退しました。
As you can see, Namfa is carrying out its assigned task. We were suddenly attacked by unknown mechanical units, but fortunately our field personnel repelled them.
それはお気の毒でしたね。
What an unfortunate incident. Nigla inclines her head gracefully, offering a perfectly measured gesture of apology as though expressing regret for an inconvenience she did not cause. Her expression remains impeccably pleasant, save for the intense focus in her eyes, like a predator locking onto its prey.
ですが、その襲撃、明確な目的を持って行われたものだと思われます。
Upon closer thought, I can't help but notice an interesting coincidence. The attack seems to have had a very specific target. Ingela looks toward a spot, the very place where the container is hidden.
管理局の安保担当なら、衛星都市内での発砲の重大さは理解していますね。
As a security officer of the Nomfa, I'm sure you're aware that firing weapons within a satellite city is a serious matter.
その上、都市部の安全を脅かす危険物の侵入を許してしまいました。
And even more serious than gunfire, the covert entry of hazardous items that could threaten regional security into the heart of the city.
失礼ですが、こうなってしまっては、あなた方には署までご同行願うほかありません。
Although this may displease you, my duties require me to conduct an appropriate investigation into you and your subordinates. Please come with us.
この付近にある危険物も徹底的に調査いたします。異論はありますか？
Additionally, it is necessary for us to thoroughly inspect this area for any potentially dangerous items. I trust you won't mind.
先ほどから申し上げておりますが、我々は正規の任務に当たっていただけ、そちらにとやかく言われる筋合いはありません。
You have no authority to investigate us or to inspect this area. Nomfa's mission is still ongoing.
速やかにこの場を立ち去ってください。
Now that you know we are on duty, please leave immediately.
私がそうしたくても、ここにいる警官の方々が果たして納得するか。
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Even if I were willing, the PSA officers cannot simply ignore suspected illegal activity within their jurisdiction.
これも治安を守るためです。面倒ごとにならないためにも、ここは協力してくださりませんか。
That we belong to different departments, for the sake of the city's safety, I must ask that you follow the proper procedures and cooperate with law enforcement to avoid unnecessary losses.
制度上、自治体の警察には非軍事勢力管理局への捜査権が与えられていません。ましてやあなたはただの業者です。
Procedurally speaking, the local PSA has no authority to enforce the law against a counselor of the Nomfa. And as outsourced security, you have even less.
どうしても権力欲を満たしたいとおっしゃるなら、リビュー主席を通して令状を取ってください。
If you truly crave authority that much, submit an investigation request to the Chief of Viv. You will have my unconditional cooperation immediately.
非協力的な態度を取り続けても何のためにもなりませんよ。
I must be frank, this confrontational attitude of yours brings no benefit whatsoever. Nigla raises a hand slightly. The surrounding PSA officers immediately raise their guns. Dolls raise theirs in response.
おやおや、驚きました。
My, how surprising. Igla turns her gaze towards Leva, who smiles back while leveling her gun at Igla.
第三世代人形だからってうぬぼれていない？
You don't seriously believe that just because you're a third-gen doll you can overpower us Namfa dolls, do you?
おっしゃる意味がわかりません。
I'm not quite sure what you mean.
どうだか。
You're quite the joker. Beneath their smiles, countless streams of light flash through their eyes. Within Leva's level 2, a signal source at point-blank range attempts to forcibly connect to her neural cloud. Massive amounts of data crash violently against those offensive firewalls. The signal source launches high-speed, high-density attacks against all her ports, but the key activated earlier provides Leva with a complete decoding logic, allowing her to dismantle those lethal viruses within the limits of her processing power. I'd advise you, Miss Special Representative, not to act rashly. Let's leave aside the fact that we could take you out even if you strike first. If anything happens to the Counselor, the Gerard group would probably get plowed into the ground and turned into next year's fertilizer. Are you sure that'd be acceptable? Igla frowns slightly, then resumes her original smile and addresses Leva. You're also quite the jokester. Of course we wouldn't act rashly. However, you did remind me of something important. The Counselor should indeed take good care of her health. If something were to happen to her, we wouldn't be able to shoulder the responsibility. Igla has a meaningful look toward Kalina. Those gaze is drawn there as well. Then it keeps her gun trained on Igla, but suddenly her chest heaves. She coughs several times and collapses into an uncontrollable, violent coughing fit. She covers her mouth and nose, but blood spills through her fingers and drips onto the ground with each cough. Oh dear. The Counselor appears to be suffering from acute radiation sickness. If she doesn't seek treatment soon, the damage might be irreversible, you know. Then it drops weakly to one knee, but immediately raises a hand to signal that she can still hold on. I'm fine. My immunity is still pretty strong. Bracing herself against her knee, she forces herself back up, wipes the blood from the corner of her mouth, and raises her gun at Igla. Even if I die here, I won't leave. Igla shows the same confident smile as before. She bows lightly and gestures for the other armed personnel to lower their weapons. Then let's wait a little longer. Suppressing the urge to shoot the wench named Igla in the face right there and then, Leva rapidly calculates how to eliminate every enemy present as quickly as possible. They've cunningly deployed human armed personnel, all wearing full coverage helmets. There's no telling what's been released into the air. As for Igla herself, just defending against her electronic attacks is already taxing. Crippling her through electronic warfare is nearly impossible. Judging from the PSA setup, they must have prepared for Numfa reinforcements. Chances of Numfa reinforcements reaching this place in 15 minutes are smaller than her winning the lottery. And Kalina clearly can't hold out in her current condition. She already has a history of Elid. Her life will be at risk if she continues. While Leva's neurocloud is racing, a massive explosion suddenly erupts deep within the warehouse. Almost simultaneously, the dolls all look toward the same spot, the location of the container now shrouded in smoke. Looks like the real guests have arrived. Igla doesn't hesitate for even a second. Abandoning the dolls she has been facing moments ago, she immediately rushes toward the explosion. Glenn tries to follow, but her legs give out and she collapses. Eva rushes to her side at once, trying to help her up. Kanye pushes her away and issues an order. Don't worry about me, go after her. Eva shoots a fierce glare at the PSA personnel Igla has left behind and roars at them. Call an ambulance right now. If anything happens to the Counselor, it'll be your heads rolling. On it. Thrown into chaos by the sudden explosion and Igla's departure, the PSA officers fall into disarray. The leader starts calling for medical support over the radio. Lena, take Kailina to the hospital. Manager, please help protect Kalina. Got it. Leave it to us, just go. Leva gives Kalina one last look, then dashes toward the side of the explosion. We better not just lose Helena like this. That fast. They better not. I think I'll do one more and then I'm gonna stop for today. Oh! Yes! But Messina sprints at full speed with the container slung over her shoulder. The box is shaking violently. She clamps it tightly with her arm to keep it from slipping free. I completely forgot that both Alva and Wemestia were talking about how they're going to Lviv to make sure everything goes smoothly. And that's exactly what they're doing. So that explosion probably wasn't even an explosion, it was just Wemestia busting through the wall. Alva runs alongside her, but unlike Wemestia, she keeps her head down, continuously working on the terminal in her hand. I question the decision we just made. Alva doesn't look up, her fingers still flying across the terminal. You mean when Nonfa was attacked? The timing was bad, we shouldn't have intervened. That was my initial thought as well, which is why I helped Leva. Facing a third-gen doll puts enormous pressure on her. That key ensures she won't be crushed outright. But even so, they failed to uphold their responsibility. The terminal emits a crisp, unlocking chime. The container of Wemestina's shoulder stops quivering. Alva finally turns to look at Wemestina. Although this container wasn't part of our original mission, the Nonfa had already lost effective control over it. If this continues, the Gerard group will obtain O43. That's an unacceptable risk. So we have to change the plan. I don't understand. You didn't disclose the full plan to me. Eva lets out a quiet sigh. I'm sorry, Wemestina. You're right. I didn't explain it clearly. This was her request. Our 43 must not fall into the hands of any conglomerate. Not a single one. We still don't know what role O43 plays in Project Eden, nor do we understand the project's full scope. She has been active inside the group for a long time, yet still uncovered nothing. So now we can only rely on ourselves. That's why in addition to this mission we need to take her back. Ellie will conduct a comprehensive examination. Maybe we'll find some clues. Only then can we determine how far Paradeo's scheme has progressed. Carrying this container significantly reduces our chances of completing the mission. Perhaps we should find an opportunity to return it to Nonfa. No. Can Nonfa not be trusted? I trust Mr. Krieger and I trust Miss Kalina, but I can't say the same for everyone else. If the UNC were truly trustworthy, we wouldn't have broken away from Statesec in the first place. Understood. The Gerard group is almost done for, but it still possesses the capacity to cause enormous damage. Even though Mr. Krieger has done everything he possibly can, I'm still concerned that Nonfa's plans may veer far beyond what they anticipate. If instability erupts within Gerard, the situation will become irreversible. But Messina pauses slightly, then nods and says no more. The silence between them carries an unspoken mutual understanding. In the distance, the sound of running engines and footsteps draws closer. Looks like the enemy is catching up. I'll prep the vehicle. Give me the container. It'll just hold you back.
じゃ撤退ポイントで。
You rendezvous at the extraction point.
了解。
Understood. Vomistina watches Alva leave, then silently she turns in the opposite direction, checks her weapon, and runs toward the enemy with heavy... What was it? Heavy something footsteps? Let me check. Let's see. Runs toward the enemy with heavy, deliberate strides. Okay. That's what it was. Evacuate everyone. Can I just loop around back here? Never mind.
いい感じ？
わかった。
指示は？どうってことないわ。ハンデを当てる。
わかった。
指示は？どうってことないわ。
I might as well just kill it.
ハンデを当てる。
This should be simple.
わかった。
指示は？
After taking down the last pursuer, Vomistina scans her surroundings. Once she confirms that the area is secure, she prepares to relocate. Just as Vomistina is about to move, a razor-sharp gaze, one that seems to pierce through every electromagnetic disturbance in the battlefield, locks onto her like a precision-guided weapon. Her instincts trigger instantly. Before conscious thought can catch up, her body pivots in 0.1 seconds. Her right hand draws her MP443 tactical pistol, the muzzle snapping precisely toward the source of that gaze. At that very moment, Vomistina's system experiences a rare stall. It stands in an open tactical zone deliberately chosen to maximize attracting enemy fire while ensuring clear line of sight for battlefield control. First assessment is that the enemy has deployed a sniper team for long-range suppression, but her wolf's eye full-spectrum scan detects no thermal signatures or electronic traces of conventional weapons. Yet her intuition has never been wrong. Tempered through countless battles, it has become an integral component of her combat system. She raises her head slightly. Wolf eye automatically shifts to maximize magnification, piercing the night mist to lock onto a distant target. On the edge of the battlefield, over a kilometer from the engagement zone, atop a high-rise overlooking a warehouse district, a slender figure stands in silence. Even with Wolf Eye, Vomistina must run the system at full power to clearly capture the figure's image. It is a woman dressed in an elegant masculine formal suit, poised and graceful with neatly styled short hair and movements that radiate near perfect refinement. Her gaze meets Vomistina's across the vast distance. Vomistina maintains her firing stance. Rational analysis tells her a standard pistol is meaningless at this range, yet a more primal combat instinct refuses to let her lower her guard. Across such an immense distance, every sensor in her body simultaneously enters maximum alert, a phenomenon she has never experienced before, not even when she infiltrated Avernus alone. Her combat instincts scream a single conclusion: this person is a genuine threat. As if sensing Voimistina's wariness, the elegant woman tilts her head slightly and says something to a fully armed operative beside her. During War 5, Mestina sees the operative salute, open a specialized case, and respectfully present it to the woman. With a flick of her wrist, the equipment is reviewed in full. A tactical spear, forged from a special ultra-high-density alloy, its surface glinting coldly. Such weapons are typically ceremonial ornaments, not tools of actual combat. But in the next instant, a woman's movement sends every one of Lady Mestina's senses screaming. She grips the spear gracefully, spins it in motion as fluid as a dance, and then something utterly unbelievable happens. Holding the spear in one hand, she leans back slightly and, with a flawless throwing posture, hurls it toward Mestina over a kilometer away. The air shrieks as the spear tears through it like a silver bolt of lightning, traveling at armor-piercing round velocity across an inconceivable distance. Mestina's system calculates hundreds of evasion patterns, but her body makes a different choice. She holsters her pistol, lowers her center of gravity, and precisely catches the spear mid-air with her right hand. The colossal impact force carves deep grooves into the ground beneath her boots, sending her skidding several meters before she stabilizes. The ground surface fractures under the force, cracks spreading outward like a spiderweb. It is not a power a normal human could unleash, nor an impact a standard Tito could withstand. But Mestina looks down at the spear in her hand. Etched delicately along the shaft is a single line of text. Looking forward to making your acquaintance. Igla. AK-15 is so cool. Stow off now at the rendezvous point. White Mastiff, report your position. White Mastiff is en route. Over. The call ends. Mestina lifts her head and looks toward the distant buildings. A dull numbness pulses through her wrist. The impact was too much even for the components in her arm. A sensation she has never experienced before surges within her. A sense of inevitability. Like two planets being drawn together by gravity, destined to collide in a spectacular catastrophe someday. However, the elegant woman in menswear has already vanished into the night, as though she had never been there at all. The night wind is bleak. Only the heavy spear in Mestina's hand proved that... Oh, dang it. Give me a second. It says, only the heavy spear in Mestina's hands proves that what just happened was no illusion. Well then. Good scene. Good scene. Good scene. We are about 39% on the first day. That's pretty good, I'd say. Let me just real quick do these little side things, so I don't have to do them later. Then I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna try to do my best to rest early. There we go.
404を敵に回したのが運。
Oh, I should probably do a couple more things, like buy stuff at the shop, and I think going and trying to roll would be nice. Because I definitely want all teams to fight. Eliminate all enemies, eh? How many is it? 7? 4, 3. Okay, maybe I can get them all. Nah. Get them all there, and then I target that one manually. There we go. Never noticed the little fangs. $55%? I'd say that's good. Alright. Let's see. First things first, all the valuables. These are valuable. These are valuable. And I'm already out of money. We'll wait for the rest. Kinda wanna try this out. You know, just to see. I know it's a little bit of a peculiar, okay. Oh my god, I can. Oh, that's amazing. Each doll has their own fighting style. Observe them carefully and choose the best course of action. To attack and dodge during stamina, so you must be careful when making your move. Successfully attacking or dodging 3 times begins a combo and fills up the meter time bar. If the bar fills up, you will enter fever time. During fever time, every attack from the commander will become a power attack. If the doll stamina falls below the critical threshold to trigger a decisive moment, take the opportunity to score a match-winning hit. Complete doll missions to obtain the corresponding rewards. Complete quick guy stage missions to obtain the commander's outfit, Leisurely Heat. After completing all missions, you can obtain an exclusive title. You know what? I'll wait. I'll wait to try this. Mainly because I know Gia wanted to see me do it, and I know she's currently not available, so we'll try to be on earlier tomorrow. That way she's here. Well, is this just the... Okay, yeah, it's just them. Then I'm probably not gonna do that. This, on the other hand, I am missing 3. So this is pretty tempting. But of course, main thing I want to do is get all the shield damage increase first to strike. Well, let's see it. Did we get lucky? Lucky? We'll roll once. Come on, lucky. First temple, come on. Dang it. Maybe we got a purple. Nope. Dang it. I already got everything. I still wish you could buy those with us. Okay, so we have... Hold on, I need to screenshot this. I'm gonna send this to a friend of mine. Okay, let me screenshot the amount I can get from this as well. Cause that is a lot of polls that I'm saving. Oh, what was that? Oh my god. I thought we were gonna make it out without the timer being so high. Oh, okay. I was like, okay, maybe the timer's finally like getting to the point where maybe next stream it'll finally be over. Nope, unfortunately I woke up from me. Incredible. Truly incredible. I just tried polling once and it failed. Okay, I have a lot of this. Is there like... Nah, it's still just this one. See, I'm tempted, you know, tempted to grab extra stuff. But also don't want to because I want to save for outfits. Because they add free outfits every now and then and I want to keep getting those. Okay, this unlocks in 2 days. Same with the challenge mode 1. Also 2 days. I don't remember what these are. I know some of them are repeats. I remember one of them is like that artifact mode, which I never really do. It just takes too long. And Splash Bash I'm saving for when Gio's available to watch. But I will say I'm actually gonna be ending here because I really do need to fix my sleep. So I'm trying to end way sooner than usual. I'm still mad about this. I'm on level 14. I need to get to level 25 for Springfield's outfit. Which is just a regular outfit. It's literally just a regular, like, outfit for the cafe. Someday. Oh yeah, we got Batillo. Do you want to see something wild? Do you want to see Batillo's, what's it called? The animation for when you get her. I think it's here. How many dolls am I missing? Wow. Not that many. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 8. Hold on. I honestly thought I was missing more of them. Also, oh right, I'm sorry. I'll hydrate, and also thank you so much for the gift and stuff. All right, let me see. Where is she? There she is. Is it this? It is. It's wild. Here you go. Should be this one. Her design's crazy. But there you go. I should get through that at some point. Oh my god! I can finally view them! Because I missed this. And also this year I kind of only picked up the little things. I did not realize I could actually come like re-see these. Okay, so that's what that one says for that year. It is a different message. Okay. Because I did miss my birthday thing last time. And I was really sad about it. Because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna stream GFL, and then I forgot to, and then I missed it. And this time I was like, oh, I'm gonna show it later, and I forgot to. I only grabbed the prize, and that was it. So one of these days I'm gonna have to go through these, because now that they're there, 100% gotta go through them. Ornament gallery. I have nothing. Some of these you can earn through phase clash and such. I had a little bit of a dream-ish sort of thing. Oh wait, hold on. Let me... I don't know if it's true though. Click here. No. Click on doll. Nope. Doll. Okay, it is still just her that's in here. Nope, hold on. There's the stuff that can be picked up here. What are those emotes? I gotta take a look at Kolf now. No, that's not what I meant. It was this. So apparently you can't get this one anymore? You know... Hold on. According to Jew... Which is weird to me. Why isn't this one available anymore? Okay, let's see if there's a thing talking about it. What? Hold on. Silent Heart. Okay, here we go. This doesn't. Okay, here we go. Initially available during the time limited unspoken feelings event. Oh. Can you still, is there any way to get it still? Maybe on her thing, the site thing. Not the site thing, but like if I look in her profile. Hmm. Let's see. Yeah, almost a year ago is when the event happened. Well, rest in peace. I can't seem to find anything on it. Yeah, I can't find any info on it anywhere. That's weird. I guess it really did just change it to a shop thing. But yeah, okay. Anyway, I am gonna end here though. The tiredness is already hitting me. My eyes are really heavy. So yeah. Anyway, thank you all for stopping by. Thank you once again, Chaos, for the 5 gifted and for extending the timer and never letting me escape. But yeah, I'll see you.